Hey everybody, this is Carlos from Omegavus LLC and the Omegavus Trend. I'm founder of Forecast Mastery. So in this video, we're going to be going into another impromptu, quick, step-by-step process, how to use the OT to identify which market has the highest probability of success, validating with correlation and understanding if we should be selling, stepping away, or going bullish, and so on and so forth. Spoiler alert, I have a preference of the NASDAQ and it's 10:42 a.m. Many people will think that the best opportunity already happened, when in reality you can just do it at any time if you know what to look for. And I'm going to try to provide you with a very specific process, one step at a time. Okay. All right, so I have here the micro contracts. I'm going to start with a 4-hour chart. I want to see the whole picture of everything that I'm really expecting. And the market is stating at this point, if you already know how I work, I like to do analysis from where the market is to backwards. And on a massive pullback, right, the market seems to be going into a continuation format. That's why I'm not going to complicate things at this point. So I noticed that we pierced through above the previous synergy zone level 25,518. That's a bullish outlook. It's a strong resistance, and the market just basically it visited, went close to it, came back, and now it just pierced through it. So basically what I see here is a potential structure of the market to continue further higher. Okay, so there's let's see, there is another this area right here. Let me just extend it over. That's the kind of the bottom you see of that double bottom formation. So I'm going to use that as well as a gauge. Again, price structure, price action, good old-fashioned stuff. And this will suffice for me to call this kind of a zone, right? So my goal is to see if I can nail the market to go towards the 25,670 if they continue moving higher, right? On the contrary, on the way down, if you see this bar right here, 25,270, and this is the previous day close, what I'm going to do, I'm going to close those two. And I'm taking advantage that I already know this level, so I have a plan of action. So basically, if the prices break through this barrier on the bottom right there, right, those two, I like to turn those purples. When I have two modalities of information or analysis combined into one, I turn them into purples. The blue ones are basically the same structure of analysis, right, from different measurements, and since they're using the same technique, I just keep them at one color. I'm just giving you context. All right, so anyway, I'm bullish. I'm looking for an opportunity. I need to validate that. And right off the bat, I can see here the VIX is extremely negative. I don't even need to see the other indices or anything. All I know, market should move higher. When, how, what specific technique, it doesn't matter. I don't know, right? But all I know is if somebody asks me, what do you think is going to happen on the indices on the market overall today? I just look at the OT. I see VIX negative. It should move higher. How long? Where to? That's another story, right? But overall, market is bullish. So if I had to make a decision on the market, whatever that is, I'm looking to go long. Make sense? Now I want to make sure that the indices are validated in similar situation. I see the ES is bullish more often than not. And if you notice the last video that I shared with you, the bottom side was slightly negative a couple of days ago, I think yesterday. And now it's turning to positive. So this is definitely bullish. So I might want to consider the MES first. And this looks great. I'm on a 4-hour chart. I'm going to drop to a 15-minute and see where I'm at. I see the market structure absolutely holding steady, coming back and forth. That was a price point or a target, if you will. The next one is a 892. I might as well move that in there so you can see it. There you go. So that's going to be kind of our goal. And if I drop to a 5-minute, I might find some sort of technique. So now that I know, I'm going to be looking for long positions. Check. Validating on correlation between the VIX and the indices and whatnot is bullish. And I can see why I'm moving. So I'm going to take advantage of that. This one, the structure is kind of weird. Let me go into a 15-minute. That looks good. I'm going to go long Boom. And I'm going to place a stop on the double bottom that they left behind. And I'm aiming for the purple level on the top, period. Boom. You see there is a green line right there. It's a couple points, not much. I get it. Might not get anything, but I might as well take that opportunity. Since I already know that's an important level, I'm going to liquidate 2 positions right there and start using that as a little bit of an insurance, that's all. But I'm going to try to swing for the purple level at the top. Obviously, we got more levels further up. We might as well consider maybe doing this. Like such, and then liquidating another of those 4 contracts right there. And that's the full plan. I literally constructed a full plan of action. I'm on a 15-minute chart, and I'm going to move my stop underneath here a little bit. There you go. Because I don't want to lure them into this. You see the YM is mostly bullish. It's 10 o'clock reversal. I'm expecting the market to bounce from this area. Why? If I extend this, look, this is a massive resistance zone area. I'm expecting the market to pull back down. I need to do a little bit more of a due diligence here and make sure you see that this is a prior swing high, swing low. I need to adjust this stop a little bit further below that area, maybe there, because the prices most likely is going to try, let me show you, from this high, is going to try to test the high here, multiple highs here, and this high right there. So basically, this area, I have to be including that area on the pullback to continue higher. All right, maybe I'm full of it, maybe I'm not, I don't know. Either way, I'm going to let it be. I'm going to trust the fact that this is just going to carry on. And again, I'm trying to swing trade, and by swing trade means I'm going to go and aim for that green level right up there. And I didn't, in this case, I didn't wait for a structure setup or a technique to go long. I just basically saw, all right, I'm willing to go long, and whatever happens, and I'm willing to sustain the drawback. So many of you will fall into that category where you basically go happy trigger and don't wait for a very specific disciplined structure of an entry. That's totally fine. Your job is to know where to place those stop loss, if that makes sense, right? And allow the market to breathe and expand, and then give you the opportunity that you're looking for, okay? So, and for those of you doing, oh, that doesn't make sense with risk reward ratio, hey, you do you, right? You do whatever you want. In terms of perspective, I'm being 100% objective. I'm using the information, the data that I have in front of me, and that data, it will suffice for me to make a decision. I decide to, out of the 4 contracts, if they turn around and hit that level again, I perhaps want to do this, right? A little bit further higher. Retake of the prior swing high with that swing high, that would be more, it brings more logic for the opportunity. All right. Next step, I'm going to look for setups on the MNQ. Let's see what we have. And I need for, a potential of a pullback entry. So I'm on a 15-minute chart. VIX is still negative. I'm looking for definitely a pullback entry. I'm going to go for 5-minute. And in here, I noticed there was kind of an entry at this area, but it continued dripping back down using what we call the pulling bar technique. So here's what I'm going to do. A retake of this high right here. I'm going to go there. Boom. I'm going to go long. 5 contracts. Boom. That's going to be my entry. The stop is going to be on the swing low. Right? I'm going to wait patiently. So it would be, that's a pulling bar. I'm going to go a little bit below that. There you go. And what I'm aiming for is that green line right there. So I'm going to go all the way to that target. There you go. And the bottom side of the zone translate into a potential target. So I'm going to liquidate 2 contracts there. I'm going to leave 1 there, 2 there. And the other one, it's 580. So I'm going to go for 590. It's 79.50. As a matter of fact, yeah, that's it. Perfect. 2, 2, and 1. I'm not in this trade yet. Hasn't been triggered. If we make new lows, I will adjust the entry and the targets. These two targets will stay the same. The one that might change is this one right there. Okay, let's go into the MES and structure an opportunity equally created, just like the one that I just shared. Let me go first to the 50-minute chart. Looks good. My entry point would be on the high note here. So I'm going to do the same thing. Boom. I'm going to buy long. There you go. Stop is going to be in the swing low here. Boom. And again, these are floating orders, which is beautiful. And I'm going to aim for the swing of the top right there. Right. Confirm. VIX is negative. I'm waiting for the tantrum of the market to finish. 10 o'clock reversal is happening. So between, I would say, 11 and 11:15, we should be triggering or making new lows, right? We should be either getting into this trade on the continuation or making new lows, and we'll go and look for further entries a little bit lower. Gold looking good. You can see GC all across the board is the only one in balance. So let's just go to MGC. Boom. Making new highs. I'm going to go long straight up because we missed the pullback entry. But guess what? We got a couple targets on the way up. I'm going to aim for the big one right there. And we already have targeting here, so I might as well liquidate two positions in here. Let me click there. Boom. Another position in the other one. Click there. Boom. And the stop is going to be below the prior swing close. There you go. That's a previous day close. Could be the swing low. I don't care. That's what I do, right? Let me adjust this correctly. I'm not putting them right on top of them, just a tiny bit below that projected level, so I can make sure that we get drill on it. And that's pretty much it. I mean, so now we can talk about anything. How your day was. Have you gone to the movies? I know the kids went on and just watching like Five Nights at Freddy 2. I don't know. I'm going to watch the first one today just to see where they are, so I have some interesting topic to go with my kids and talk to my kids about it. Anyway, so with that being said, let's just do the following. I am going to wait until either one of these things happen, and we'll bring back if the OT screwed us or actually helped us. And again, pure power of trust and confidence comes for the correlation study on the VIX on the way down. And the fact that I'm able to watch all the powerful levels here of multiple instances of multiple instruments, I can focus on the fact that the gold is the one we should be aiming for and be completely in it. Does that make sense? All right. So with that being said, again, let me go get a cup of coffee and I'll be back and see if we nailed it or we didn't. All right. See you in a bit. All right, guys. So we are back. Here's the result of gold. Notice it's the only one who actually spiked up. We go to the MES. We just got in on MES on the continuation. Remember, I'm on a 15-minute chart. So I'm going to liquidate on this position in here, 2 contracts. I'm sorry. I know that I'm all over the place pretty quick here. But anyway, I'm looking for 5 points, 3 to 5 points first. Let's see, it would be 83, right? So let's just go at 83, liquidate 2 positions there because many traders go for 5 points. Let's see, we can get that right in there. I'm going to tie it up a little bit, just stop right there. While that happens, M&Q, we just got in on M&Q. Beautiful. I already have everything in place. We should be aiming for that slingshot all the way up there. Boom. There you go. I'm going to expand this one over here. Boom. There you go. I'm going to move this one, 579. So this one over here. And 579, that was it. Yeah, let's see. There you go. I'm going to liquidate 1. There you go. I got my 5 contracts. This one, no, this has to be 2. There you go. So it's 1, 1, 2, and 1. There you go, 5 contracts. But let's go back to gold. Look at the gold. Massive green. Boom. First target hit. Second target hit. Beautiful. Now I can trail the stop on the previous bar right there and let it rip on a 50-minute chart. Ladies and gentlemen, I just need you to understand that. Let's see, how can I say this? You need to, if you've been trading for quite a while, I understand how important it is for us to feel in control of our emotions. And it's also another problem that we have, including myself, is the shiny object syndrome. Make sense? Technology is moving fast. AI now on the horizons. We're coming up with our own AI stuff, but it's just embedded into the same logic process that we've been always following, or basically our style. We're not changing one thing by the other. If you keep changing one thing by the other, you're resetting yourself again, trying to figure things out. And if it doesn't work out, you try to go for the next one. And then you go for the shortcuts. And the shortcuts mean, let me hire somebody, join this trade room. I need them to tell me where to go buy and sell and whatnot. And I need you to understand the whole concept of what we're after when we build the OT is to be applicable on any trading system, style, or technique. You just need to have clarity and a visual confirmation where you're going to go, what you're going to trade, and when most likely will be the best scenario. And that concept means the OT takes care of the first two. It's going to poke your shoulder. Hey, this is the market that is fully in balance. This is the one that you should be focusing on, number one. Then you validate it or use correlation to validate the fact that that might be true, if any, right? And isolate only the ones that brings you the high probability trade and stay away from the ones that might not be as balanced or as clear as it should be, saving you the opportunity of losing in those trades, right? So you don't need to force yourself into it. Hence, that's the explanation of what we did here when we saw, look, the last position that we did was was gold, but gold was the only one in full alignment. And MYM was mostly aligned, but look, it's the slowest one of them all. See the difference? So I need you to understand that it's so important for you to be able to have a visual representation of what you should be doing and why, and then execute your trading behind it with your own trading system. Okay? So that's basically all there is to it. So here we go. So I'm a 15-minute chart because this is intraday swing trading now, meaning I will be looking for entering and closing today, right? It's Friday, so I'm not going to hold positions on the weekend, unfortunately. But if this would be Wednesday or Thursday, I will be aiming for a bigger size of a target and try to swing on the overnight, my last position, because I can only hold overnight in my account no more than 2 micros, right? Because the margin requirement doesn't allow me to hold more than that, unfortunately, right? So, but there you go. That's a whole concept. Let's go into the ES. There you go. Hit the first target on the ES. See how beautiful this is? Notice that there is no emotional attachment into these trades. I'm completely relaxed. I'm talking to you. I'm glancing at the OT. Look at the OT. It's so clear, the intention. But here's the incredible part. It took me 1 or 2 seconds by glancing at the market at 10:36 a.m., where many people will say, oh, the opportunity already went by. And I glanced at the OT, and it just so happened today that the OT showed Big Six massively negative, look for long positions. And then we move on into our technique and say, okay, which market should I take? I can take NQ, I can take ES, I can take YM and gold. The other ones are not that strong. So forget those and focus on the one that brings the most, right? So here we go, and let's see M and Q. Here we go. Let's see we hit the first target in M and Q, which in this case, honestly, I'm gonna go with 2 contracts. I know that I keep changing. Then I'll keep changing like such. Just want to make sure that I get the most out of this. All right, so and let's see. I think we might be getting stopped out on gold. Look at the slingshot. Slingshots are massive order flow, selling or opposing orders areas, right? And yeah, that's interesting, but it is still strong into the bullish side. I already got 2 targets out. Beautiful. So I'm just leaving that one. And even if I get stopped out, I'm just giving away a little bit of the profit. I'm still profitable. Make sense? But I want to give them the chance to expand and contract and do everything that they have to do. All right. So let's see what else we're going to go here. Let's just stick with the ES for now and see if we reach the next target there. Or no, we already did half of that. Let's see. I'm going to stick with the NQ. Okay. There you have it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video and bring it back in a moment. All right, team, we're back. It's been a while, right? So this is just show you the power of the patience that you need to acquire when trading this type of market. Remember, 15-minute chart, 4-hour chart, swing trading. It's just not scalping. One single trade on each one. Not much commission. It's just one transaction and let it rip. Here we are on the micro Nasdaq. One of the positions are already up. I'm going to move to break even here because there's no logic at this point to risk. MES, let's just move on. MES, we're really close about that target. The same thing, I'm going to move to break even. Confirm, no risk. Whatever happens, really don't care. You do you. Remember, you close the positions whatever you feel like to. I just want to keep the plan going. Look at the OT. It's completely still in balance, looking good, no problem. MYM, this is the only one that is not working out. And the power of knowing the reason why is a massive zone. I know that's the problem. The problem here is that zone right there. But OT is just showing strength into the buy structure. But why is it not moving? I'm not panicking. I know they're not moving because they're inside a power zone, inside of an incredible synergy zone. But if they drill through it, which OT is suggesting that they might do slowly and steady, I'm going to keep trusting it. The only difference is I'm going to tie up my stop a little bit closer at this point because at this time they should continue higher, not going down. And I'm not willing to do a bigger drawdown. Is that making sense? And finally, MGC, boom. Look at this beautiful baby here, moving in to the trail stop at this point. And we already got all the potential targets off. And the one that is remaining is on the 43.98. So for context, targets left, not 43.98 on crude oil, on gold. Target that I'm after is 48.678 on the MYM. ES, the next target is sitting at 68.91. We're about to hit it. And finally, MNQ, I'm going for the 25.637. That would be the target, but I'm going to pick it a little bit below inside of the massive power zone. And I'm going after the 25.665 and 25.857. That will suffice for today's straight setup. All of them are being potentially profitable. You saw it from before, during, and after. And I hope this has enlightened you of the decision making. You don't need to scout the market. You don't need to feel FOMO. You don't need to feel anxious. You just need to know exactly what to look for and trust, and the OT will give us 100% of the time. If you like this video, let us know. Comment anywhere where you're seeing it. And if you got any questions as well, let us know. This is Carlos, and I'll see you in the next one.